let's get going. 3, 2, 1, bam. Welcome to Magical Melody, boys. All right, so we're still gonna be picking the ocean plot because it's close to Kurt. Yeah, I think we realized that ocean is ocean and river are pretty close to the same, but ocean is just better. I think also one advantage of ocean that river does not have is in the ocean plot, you don't have to move the well. You do have to cut a tree, but you don't have to move the well, so you don't need another day of construction. Whereas if you want to build the level 3 house on the river property, you have to move the well out of the way. And I'm not into that. So we're just going to get through this. We're gonna go onto the ocean lot. We're gonna purchase it. Because it doesn't really matter. We're not growing anything. It seems to be a salty day. Nice. I am... Maybe today what I'm gonna say is let's avoid some direct spoilers just for the moment. I know it's only been a couple of hours since the direct, so I want to make sure that nobody gets spoiled. I will be on tomorrow though, so if you want to come back, I'll probably be doing this as well. I'm not sure yet. But if you want to come back tomorrow and discuss it, I'm totally up for it. I have I'm very excited, to be honest. Hey Taito, welcome here. I'm just gonna focus for a second just to move this around because sometimes it's a bit interesting. Okay, we're done. But yeah, so I watched it. I was actually happy about some things that I will discuss. But I do know a lot of people haven't watched it yet, so I'm gonna give them a day. I'm gonna give them a day. That's true. That is true. Somehow, all of a sudden, we were just talking about Fire Emblem. That's not a spoiler, except for the fact that it's really not about Fire Emblem. Alright. Also, Demo and Desert, if you wanted... I know you probably have access to the other VODs too, but if you're looking for a good end slate for the marriage run, you're gonna get it today. It won't be the right guy though, that's the issue. So maybe just pull it from the VOD actually now that I think about it, because otherwise it's gonna be Joe marriage and it'll be Kurt and it'll be suspicious. Mildly suspicious. But yes, I hope everyone is having an awesome Wednesday today. It is, yeah, Joe in disguise. I was about to make a theory are they twins or just brothers? And then I remembered their birthdays are totally different. So unless they're like 2 seasons apart, then it's a party. Joe is summer 10 and Kurt is winter 10. So we will not be hitting Kurt's birthday at all. I almost wouldn't even consider delayed twins. I don't think I would even consider sleeping until a birthday unless it's like mid-spring, honestly, for any of these candidates. Just because sleeping now that we can get the marriage run done in like a few days, like a couple days, unless their birthday is like mid-summer or mid-spring, sorry, I will not sleep because every day is about 10 seconds worth of sleeping. And in this game, sleeping, it's just not worth it. It takes too long. You think Kurt is better than Joe? I disagree. I disagree. I think I used to like Kurt as a kid though. Blue Gray is still bae. Listen. You guys know who I'm into. Hey, I don't know if you saw this, Eli, but we actually got Bob Thong in the marathon. We did see Bob Thong. I did not win that festival, unfortunately. I did have to get a second try swim festival, but we did get Bob Thong. It was a really good day. Ellen or Riot? Seems we have a riot on our hands today. Yeah, I can marry Ellen after Desert. All right. We'll just get through all this opening stuff, and then we're gonna sleep until the 4th. Overall, you'd go Nina or Eve. Nice. I think out of the girls, Gwen for me. Definitely Gwen. She's just so fun. Which I think is, I mentioned this before, but it's kind of funny. Because Bob and Gwen are the matchup. The canon matchup. So I guess I just like that couple a lot. Kurt. What's wrong with Kurt, Demo? He won't be one of the most significant time differences in the new routing, but he'll be okay. How quick is a Jamie marriage run? Oh, yeah. So I have words about that. I did it. I did one on an old route. It was not an optimized route either, to be fair. Eli. I did one. Check the leaderboards, Eli. Yeah, actually, Taito, yeah. So I think, I don't remember what my final time was, but it was close to 3 hours, I think. Because Jamie, one, is hard to find information on. Really hard to find good information on, but I figured it out. So what you actually have to do is you need to get Jamie up to 8 hearts. You need to get 50 notes, confirmed. You need to ship one of every growable crop, like the ones you can grow on your farm, including strawberries, which are a bit annoying, but it's fine. And you have to have one of each animal. And then, only then, will Jamie accept your blue feather. You can actually get a blue feather as soon as you get 8 hearts for Jamie, you can get the blue feather, but they will not accept your proposal until after you've satisfied all those other requirements. Rather, if you try to give it to them, all they'll say is stupid, stupid, stupid. So that's the sign of someone you should marry. I have a lot of beef with the concept that, like, I don't like any of the bachelors or bachelorettes that are, like, mean to you before you marry them. So sub 2 hours when? You know, I don't even know if the new affection spam would really make it faster. I honestly don't know. I don't know. Okay, we're gonna YOLO do. Oh, right, you can't even spam Jamie. I forgot about that. It's not even an option. It is not even an option. Yeah, interesting. I remember that actually from the document now. Jamie is the only exception to the rule. So, sub 2 hours when? I don't know, Jake. I've never put in the effort to properly route it. I got a bit of a route down, but it's still... It's one of those things that just takes time because you have to grow one of every crop, which means that no matter what, you're having to go until fall regardless. So that makes it a lot more complicated. What I'm gonna do also, as I go up into the mountains to grab a green herb, I think I might also do a quick stop for honey. Just because if the dupe, I think I have enough stamina to do a dupe. You should do it, Eli. I would say the record is probably pretty easy to still snag. Because I don't think I got perfect weather RNG for the last run I did. So if you want to do Joe, I would say we can probably get it under 43 minutes. I think it can be optimized a wee bit more. So we would love some more eyes and hands on the game. I'm gonna take a honey as a, what? I'm gonna take a honey as a backup here. Just to make sure that I don't pass out while I'm doing dupes. I'm only gonna have space to grab 3 turnip seeds for the dupes. I'm also having a bit of a trouble finding a green herb right now. Oh, thank you. I want to get back by 9 o'clock. Honestly, Jake, if you want to learn to do marriage speedruns, it's not... You just won't be able to employ the same methods that we use in our typical glitched marriage runs. So, yeah. Yeah. Hey, Firebrand, how are you? And also, Audrey, thanks for the good luck. I don't know if I said thanks, but yeah. So that is the scoop. If you want to do a Jamie speedrun, I would even welcome you to route it yourself. Now that you know the criteria to get married, or I don't know how well you know the game, but the criteria is level 3 house, which means you have to get either Joe or Kurt, those are the two easiest, up to 1 heart, and that unlocks the level 3 house. So you have to build the level 3 house, you need to get a large bed, which is achieved after you get the level 3 house. It is in the wood shop for purchase. And then you have to get them up to 8 hearts. For Jamie, the other criteria on top of that are the 50 notes, 1 of each crop, and 1 of each animal. Awesome, I'm glad you liked the direct. Quick notification though, we are not spoilering anything today, ideally. So I'm just wanting to give people like 1 day to catch up if they haven't seen it yet. So I will be back to discuss it tomorrow. You like Nina, Taito? I know, she's kind of cute, eh? Okay, so I can buy 3 turnip seeds with the space I have now, so I'm just gonna do that. Okay, now I'm just gonna YOLO here. And if we don't get it, I can just restart. Oh, I think I got it. Yep, we're fine. A Nightbot timer? Good idea, but I cannot put one in right now. So I'll just yell at people. Okay. So, it turns out I probably don't need the extra honey, and I should probably avoid getting the honey. Just because now I need to pass out in the junk shop, and I've got a bit too much extra stamina. So I think if I'm gonna YOLO it, I'll have enough stamina to do 3. I know, Taito, I'm so rude. I'm so rude. So I'm just gonna do this really quickly because it doesn't really lose too much time. But I am gonna buy the rucksack just to break the glitch, because the only way to break the glitch is either by saving and reloading in the diary, or by getting a bigger rucksack. As long as you're altering the inventory, it'll break it. And since the rucksack alters the inventory, bam. So I'm gonna break the glitch just because I still need to make the herbal tea. Also, Frostmoth and Volcarona, that is a moth party. One might say they're having a moth ball. Yes. So we're gonna buy the pot. It is gonna give us a cutscene, unfortunately. Not a cutscene, a note cutscene. So we'll be doing that. Thank you. We'll be getting the pot, which will give us the super chef note automatically, but we need it for the herbal tea, so that's just gonna happen. And then I'm gonna have to pass out in here just to get the limitation, or just to meet Alex. The limitation note is a side effect, which we need regardless, it's fine. But meeting Alex is part of the getting married requirements. We think it's because there's a pregnancy timer associated with when you get married. So, one moment, please. Just gonna buy my pot, and I'm gonna buy this rucksack. That'll get me the super chef note, and then I'm gonna pass out real fast. So yeah, because once you get married, there's a certain number of days before you get pregnant and then have a baby. So you need to meet Alex because that's where you give birth. It is a long cutscene, and ideally we want to skip it, and typically in a Joe marriage run, I would skip the note grab cutscene. The only downside is if you mash through a door on one of those notes that you get first thing in the morning, it counts as not collected. And for the limitation note, if you want to collect it, you need to go through the entire pass out cutscene again. And I skipped my last tired thing, and that makes me happy. Typically, there's another little thing where your character kind of falls on its butt and is like, I'm tired. And I actually skipped that last one. So that was great. Is that rain? That would have been so good during a Joe run. So yeah, we do have to meet Alex here. We'll go through this cutscene, and rather than mash out, I'm gonna get the note because I have to be inside anyways. I know, I'm throwing seeds all over the floor. I'm chopping up the floor. What kind of person am I? How am I ever welcome in Flowerbud Village? Ever. I have thoughts. Is it random? No. It really depends on just how much stamina you have because it does take place at a same interval. It takes place at the same spot. So sometimes you can get a hit where you're like one blip before that would take place and then you just happen to skip over it enough that your tool gets you through the thing. That makes no sense. Looks like a lot of new stuff has been found. Eli, it's really easy. Same requirements, but instead of gifting once a day, you just shove it in his face. And for Joe, I do it on separate days because you need one day to get the large, or the level 3 house, one day to get the large bed, and then another day to like put it down. So if you give it to him like 2 or 3 days, if you split it up 2 or 3 days, it's good. And 3 days might even be better because then you can, what am I trying to say? You can get another 20 plus affection, and have a day to put out the bed and trigger the cutscene the next day rather than have to wait that extra day. What am I doing? There you go. Sorry about that, guys. Ooh. So this will get us the cooking note. Oh, I just realized something really bad. Okay, so this is really YOLO now. This is really YOLO. I just realized I have 1 seed left. So I'm gonna save in the house. And the reason that I should have bought more, enough not to get the poor note. But now I have 1 seed to do this with, which is like not good. In fact, one sec, let me put the axe away. Yeah, that's not good at all. Oh, I do have this as a backup actually. So let's do that. I will have to throw one of them in advance. Just because it has to be a stack of 1, like it actually cannot be. So here, I'll do this. Let's see. You dig. Sorry, it's my dog. So what I'll do is I have to throw it once without the dupe. Just to get it down to that stack of 1, otherwise it won't work, and we'll try again. And I got it, so we're fine. Watch this, guys. Mo money. Okay. So I got it, which is amazing. That was my last chance before I would have had to reload, but we got real lucky. So now is gonna start a series of days. I think I'm gonna do 3 days because I like to have that extra day to put the bed out and then get the cutscene the next day rather than sleep for no reason. Plus it'll get me an extra day of plus 20, which will save us a few extra gifts, which will make up for the extra time we have to sleep. So I'm gonna gift him up to probably about 4 hearts. How do people find glitches like that? Good question. Desert, if you're here, or anyone who knows when it was discovered and how it was discovered, do you want to speak on that? I was not here for the discovery. I came after that. So I was lucky to incorporate that into my runs from the beginning. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's silly. Okay, so now the good thing is I do have infinite money. We're gonna get affection for talking to him. This will be plus 20 affection. And then now we're just gonna start shoving it down his throat. So he says give it to someone else, but he puts it in his pocket. And what the devs didn't account for, or just didn't think we would do, is that every time he puts it in his pocket, he gets plus 5 affection. Which is amazing for us because he's gaining affection while we just shove it at him. So the splits are gonna look weird right away because typically you would only gift it to him once in sleep. So I'm actually gonna split this. Hey, thanks for the host, Retro. I'm gonna skip my dupe split because that's an incorrect split now. Yes, he'll take it, and he's gaining 5 affection every time he puts it away. It's wild. It's so funny. So this is a bit of an annoying run on my carpal tunnel. I should be wearing my brace. I don't think it's down here, though. I saw it at some point. I don't think it's down here. Regardless, it's a lot of mashing. No, exactly. I'm pretty sure that they expected that once you give it to him once and he says like, yo, don't do that, you'd think you would stop, but we don't. Also, while we're here, massive thank you to all the supporters of the stream in general, subs and donators and all that. I always like to point out some new things I got that helped develop my stream a little bit more with the help of everyone's donations. And today's donation, or like this week's stream money, went towards a camera stand. So now I actually have a wall-mounted camera that is not going to be annoying to set up every time. So I just want to shout out everybody who's been supporting the stream for a while, because that's what it went to now. And I don't have to adjust my camera, frustratingly, every single time. It used to be so annoying. I can't even explain how annoying it was. And now it's just like attached to my wall. It's such a good feeling. So yeah, that's the good news for today, I guess. It's a little bit tilted, I apologize. It's not 100% straight because I'm still figuring it out, but hey, we're here. We're here. Alright. Yeah, Firebrand. So what it is, I use a Canon DSLR, like one of those nice fun photography cameras, because when COVID hit, all of a sudden they started offering this really cool support where you could use your camera as a webcam. I think just because everyone was all of a sudden using like Zoom and stuff. So all of a sudden Canon offered this software that you could use your DSLR as a webcam, so I do. And what we did was we bought a wall mount. So my camera is sitting on a stand. It screws into a stand that's on like a bunch of movable arms. And it's got like an anchor that you bolt into the wall. So it's bolted into the wall, attached to a movable arm with a bunch of like things you can turn to adjust. And it sits on top like that. So it's kind of like a wall pod. I can't call it a tripod. It doesn't have 3 arms. So yeah. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a bit of an uncouth speedrunner. Typically, speedrunners want to be precise. I am, you know, generally one of those people. But when it comes to hosting a show and gifting like 130 times, that's a lot of counting that I can't do while I'm talking. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just throwing this at him and I'm gonna check his affection at the end of the day just to know where I am. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm not counting right now. In a perfect world, I would be counting every single gift I give, but I am gonna be honest. I'm not counting. We're between 30 and 150. Yes, Drake, that is exactly it. That is exactly it. So yeah, just in a while, I'm gonna check his affection here and see where we're at. Hey Trio, how's it going? Kurt is gonna have a lifetime supply of tea after this, you're right. I'm trying to think, so one thing I'm theorizing still that I'm working on is that you do get 2 cutscenes that you typically have to sit through, which take place at 2.5 hearts and 6 hearts. I'm wondering if there's a way that I can time it so that I only do a little bit on the first day, sleep, get him through 2 and 6 on the same day. So then I build the house, and then I can, and then maybe, because Theodore comes to the door one morning, potentially I can skip an extra day. I'm thinking I can't, because regardless, one usually, I don't know. I have to see. Because Joe, the thing about Joe is the way it moved right now is that with the way I was doing it, it was falling on a Tuesday that I would be giving the blue feather. So, I'd usually sleep an extra day just because I need to give it to him. So I would be triggering the 6 heart cutscene. I triggered the 6 heart cutscene in my record run. So I don't know. I'm gonna think about that more because there may be a way to skip one of the cutscenes, like to get through everything before it takes place. But I don't know, because I kind of want to do 3 days with him so that I don't have to take an extra day to put out the bed. You know, an extra day actually might not be the worst here because I think that extra day... No, I don't think it'll fall on the festival. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. This is my first run. I route as I go. And then we'll do some thinking about what works and what doesn't work, and we're past the brutal part now, so yeah, exactly. We'll see where we're at splits-wise. So I'll gift him probably until, let's go to like, I don't know. I'm actually gonna skip those two as well, just because this looks like a nightmare on carpal tunnel. It is. Yeah, it is. Here, I'm gonna switch hands. I can do it with both hands. I only have carpal tunnel in my left hand, or my right hand. Sorry, I can count. Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of mashing. You can time it a little bit better once you know the timing. I mash way too much, which is probably why I got it in the first place. But you just need an X press and an A press, but then you just gotta time it well, honestly. It does not require perfect mashing. Yeah, button mashing like a potato, sure. That'll work. So what I might do... I'm trying to think about it. Another thing is weather, because I think if it's raining... Yeah, if it's cloudy or raining, he won't come to my door either. I'm just gonna get a lot out of the way today, so I'm gonna go to maybe like the 28-minute mark. And then I'll buy the house. I won't even check his affection right off the bat today. Or actually I will, because there's a period of time where you can't gift, but you can check, you can get into the menu while he's putting it away. Exactly, time doesn't pass time. There is no time passing in this one. It might become a little bit of an issue for people like Basil and Eve, where they're only out, and Ray too. They're only really outside. Oh yeah, good thing gifting doesn't pass time. Yeah, I see what you mean. There's going to be a bit of an issue for those characters that are mainly outside, but you just kind of got to chase them down, and you'll still get more gifting done throughout the day. It's going to be a bit trickier. But like Eve, for example, is outside earlier in the morning, like 10, 11 sometimes. I need to figure out her exact schedule still. She's a bit of a tricky one that I've kind of been putting off, because the only consistent time to get her inside is getting her inside the Moonlight Cafe after 6 p.m. when it opens. And before, waiting until 6 p.m. was just like, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. That's so bad. Because you'd have to wait until 6 p.m. every single day to give her a gift. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop there. I'm going to go into my lumber. I'm going to buy the... Sure. I'm going to remodel my level 1 house. Stationary... Yeah. So actually, I avoided getting the stationary note. Because... it wastes time. I'm gonna go to bed. And we'll see what the weather is. Does it only work on a few people? From what I believe we know, it works on everybody except Jamie. Also, it probably works for people like Theodore that you would want to get up to 3 hearts with potatoes, or 2 hearts, I guess, but typically we're not really dealing with Theodore unless we're doing all notes or glitched, and then we have different ways to do that as well. We usually use trees. Okay. Why would waiting until... That's just it, Jake. So I'm just more saying that the reason, you could wait until 6 p.m. and honestly might. There is just a chance of getting her outside at like 10 a.m. I guess sometimes. And if you never go inside, she stays outside. So technically, you could start gifting earlier rather than do that wait until 6. Because once they're outside, if you don't go into a building, they won't go inside until they won't go inside until you sleep or go into another building. So once they're outside, they're outside. So, especially because for those people, I don't know time-wise, but you might be able to get it all done in one day. All right, good night, Firebrand. Thanks for popping in. Oops. So now we're gonna get another day. Yeah, no, that's totally okay, Jake. I encourage you to ask as many questions as you need. And also, if you do want to learn a speedrun, I don't know if you're in our Discord or not, but we do have a Harvest Moon speedrun Discord, which, if you're not in, just let me know. I can get you in. I can get you in the back door. Kidding. It's not a secret. I'm curious just where he is affection-wise, so let me check. Okay, 5. So what I am gonna do actually, is I'm going to, hold on. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually going to buy this, and I'm gonna go to bed. Let me explain. So Kurt has another cutscene that takes place at 6 hearts, okay? Pretty sure it's 6 hearts. Pretty sure it's 6 hearts. If it's 5, I'm in trouble. Oh, it's also cloudy, so it doesn't matter. But I'm actually gonna put out the large bet today, and I'm gonna go gift him again, and I'm gonna finish today. Reason being, also, ooh, does anyone know, because I've never had to deal with this before. Does anyone know if Theodore shows up on a festival day? Because it's a guaranteed, what's my birthday? It's a guaranteed sunny day. So if I can get him to show up at my door, I can maybe trigger Theodore cutscene. I have a chance to, like, I'll probably still trigger, I'm probably still gonna trigger his 6 heart cutscene the day after I get the blue feather, because I'll have to go outside. But this is a chance to not have to. If the weather is cloudy or rainy on the day I give him the blue feather, I'll skip it and I'll be really grateful. So I'm gonna do the rest of my gifting today. I might test Theodore today. So I'll go outside on the 8th because there's not gonna be a cutscene. It's not like one of those festivals where someone comes to ask you to go to the festival with them. It's one of those just attend it festivals. But Theodore, it has to be a sunny day for him to come get you up to the mountain to get the blue feather. And since festivals are guaranteed sunny days, it's pretty good if we can get him on a festival day, because then I don't have to waste another 10 seconds to sleep. And also, if I do it today, the reason that getting it tomorrow is good is because then I'll be giving him the blue feather on Monday since we sleep from the top of the mountain. And Monday is good because he's in the shop. Tuesday is bad because the shop is closed and his location is random. Joe is nice because sometimes he's close enough that you could maybe catch him on a Tuesday, but sometimes they just want to be way up in the mountain or way off the other side of the map, and it's just not worth it. I love how Joe's just watching me do this. He's just lurking in the background. What is he doing? So I am gonna get all the way up to the 8 hearts today. And I got a bit of bonus affection from the 2 extra days that I got my first gift, which is the 20 affection versus the 5. Hey, Frostlats, welcome back. Quick disclaimer, we are not spoilering the direct. We are gonna put a ban on direct talk today, just because some people have not seen it yet. Where's my turnips? He knows. He knows. So in the next couple minutes, I'm gonna check up on where his affection is at, because I think I was pretty close to 6 hearts. Yes, I mean, I don't know if anyone's seen it or not. Maybe everyone's seen it, and I'm just being very careful. But I do know, for example, that some of my IRL friends that I was talking to earlier had not seen it yet. And if they happen to pop in, I just want to make sure we kind of... But I will be live tomorrow. Thursday is now going to be a stream day. I'm going to adjust my schedule because now I'm going into the office on Fridays. And generally speaking, I'm pretty tired after I have to go in. So for now, Wednesday and Thursday are my guaranteed stream days, and Friday is a hard maybe. It's a hard maybe. I might do some like really low-key, like chill stuff, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so I'm actually just gonna check now, just out of curiosity. Oh, we're already at 7. That's amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna gift him. So they're 5 each. Gosh, I'm trying to do math, like, and it's really hard. It's 5 each. Typically we give... Oh dear, this math is bad. That Metroid Pinball remake was so hype. Yeah, that pinball remake. I'm gonna check them every now and again, just like out of curiosity. I just don't want to go over too much, you know? Because every time you gift is like, it's quite a few seconds. So I don't want to go too far over or else we'll lose like a minute before we know it. So I'll maybe look at the 37-minute mark again, and then we'll go from there. And if it's at 8, we sleep. If it's not at 8, we just keep going. Okay, 15 more seconds and I'll do a little peek. So this will be my last gift right here. Okay, still need a little bit more, so we'll go for another minute. Hey, you're done class for the week. That's exciting. That's really exciting. It's only Wednesday too, so do you have Thursday, Friday off typically, or is it like a special off? I think it's reading week for a lot of universities in Canada right now. I think. I'm gonna check. Sure enough. So there is one really important thing we have to do today. Really important. Is we cannot go to the top of the mountain with a glitched inventory, or else we're not able to store the blue feather. So I'm currently breaking the glitch by saving and reloading, and I'm just gonna go outside to test to see if Theodore comes on festival days. He may not. He do. No, this might be Kurt, actually. This is Theodore. So Theodore does come on festival days, which is really good to know. So I'm glad that I unglitched my inventory. Which is great, because now we're showing that we're getting the cutscene about 4 minutes earlier. 4.5 minutes earlier than we typically would. Bam. Okay, so now we're gonna climb for the blue feather, and hopefully we'll get decent RNG with the climb. This is always one of the most stressful parts of the run, because if your run is pretty optimized and you're relying on, like, if you've had perfect weather, your run is optimized, and you've had just a great run up to this point, you are literally relying on a perfect rock climb. So what we want are updrafts and very little other wind. Because wind provides a lot of lag. You'll see if you haven't seen it before. Also, we want decent placement for rocks. Yeah. As Miley Cyrus said, it's the climb. So, as much as possible, I don't want to move from this middle position. I just want to mash A. More mashing, it's great. So I just want to climb straight up, and I do not want any wind to hit me right off the bat. So we just want to climb, climb, climb. I see wind coming. It's a right wind, which sucks. But I'm just going to keep going because at least I'm climbing up. If boulders come, I have to shift out of the way, and you cannot climb while you're doing that. It's just like a lateral shift like this. Oh, you're playing the Cinephile game again. Nice. This is... Oh, another right wind, so I need to scoot. I'm just gonna pause here. And then I can go. Honestly, marriage in general is mostly mashing. Just gonna do this, and then use the wind to shuffle a little bit faster. Oh, hold out here and start going. This is an updraft, which is amazing because there is still lag associated with it, but at least I'm still climbing and it makes you go real fast. So now I just need to get past this line, another updraft, so that is really good for me. That'll probably push me over the auto limit. So when you're about here, she auto climbs. Who is this Lanaruse that seems to dominate every leaderboard? Never met her. And it's also not every leaderboard. I'm still working on glitchless. I need to figure out why Uber is so fast while doing the big eater note. I don't get it. I legit don't get it. So I've got some work to do. Glitchless is my newest category, and the one that I've probably put the least amount of work into in terms of routing. So I am trying to figure out exactly why his run is so fast, and how I can make mine faster. I'm sorry, Jake? What do you mean? A 1.0, okay. So 1.0 is actually only, it only counts for Japanese version. So all English versions are technically the same, it's fine. But in the Japanese version, there's a 1.0 and a 1.1, and you can tell which one it is just based on the cover art. But it completely changes the game. So in 1.0, you actually can't buy a lot of seeds, or sorry, you can buy seeds, but you can't buy, like, for example, fully grown pumpkins. I don't think you can buy fully grown pumpkins from the store. You can only grow them. And there's another thing where you can, I think you can affection spam chickens, but you can't in 1.1. So it does alter the route. If you sleep while holding an item, it goes away. Hey, Pa, how you doing? Oh, my arm is so sore, dude. I might need to find my brace. So the reason that we needed it unglitched is because if you try to put it in your inventory while you're glitched, trouble. We are going to get Kurt's 6 heart cutscene here. It's kind of unavoidable. Also, Jake, that's okay. Oh, my arm hurts. I'm trying to figure out where I saw my brace. But yeah, basically it doesn't really cause any issues for a lot of the runs. Most of us are English runners. There are a few people that have access to Japanese, but I'm one of those people that I probably am gonna stay on English, to be honest. I did, but we're not gonna talk about it. Because some people haven't, so I want to make sure that nobody gets spoiled. Yeah, brace %. I should text Hubs and be like, yo, have you seen my brace? So this works out well because I am giving the feather to Kurt on Monday, so he's in the shop. And Tuesday, when he normally would not be accessible, bam. We're gonna get married if the weather's good. Now, sometimes the weather sucks. In this case, we're fine. But there are some instances where you can get hurricanes and stuff. Yeah, that's okay, Pa. Is Joe fastest in the marriage category? Yeah. And honestly, I think he is probably gonna stay that way for a while. Have any of the kitties ruined a run? No, I lock my door when I'm running. And they just have to yell at the door, unfortunately. Is Anne the one that requires a lot of waiting? Anne is one of the ones that I just haven't worked on yet, Jake. So far the only people I've routed with the new affection spam is Joe and now Kurt. I'm literally just starting that. So Anne is one of the ones because her junk shop doesn't open until 9. So anyone that you have to wait until either they come to town or until their store opens, they're always going to be just a bit longer. The reason that Joe is the fastest is because yes, Jake. So that's what I'm working on right now. There's 20 eligibles. So for me to get through all of them is a long time. So all of those are free. All of those are free. Thanks, Groat. Every single one of those marriage runs is free, just because they have not been routed yet. Hey Vicky, how you doing? And yeah, basically, what was I gonna say here? I was gonna say something. Time 45:28. That is 4 minutes off of my previous time, so that's really good.